Online shopping is everywhere. Your lunch, your groceries, your clothes, even your dog's birthday cake. You can get everything online, so you don't even need a physical store anymore. In this video, I'm showing you the exact steps to start an e-commerce business, from testing your idea to launching your first online store, so you can find something people actually want. Let's go. The key to starting an e-commerce business, and any sort of business for that matter, is validating your product idea before investing any time or money. Now, to do that, ask yourself these three questions. 1. Is there actual demand? In other words, does it solve a problem or does it create an outcome that people actually want? 2nd, can you sell with healthy profit margins? Let's say 3 times your landed cost after paying for shipping, ads, and other expenses. And 3rd, are your competitors real, established brands? If they are, it will be more difficult to stand out. And here's a little pro tip. To check demand, use Google Trends and look at whether your competitors are running ads consistently. That's usually a good sign the product is converting and not just being tested for a few days and abandoned. To make sure the numbers work, don't just look at the product cost, factor in the shipping, platforming fees, and your ad spend. For example, if you sell a product for $49 and it costs $15 to make, $5 to ship, and you spend $15 on ads, you're left with only $14. But you would also have to deduct transaction fees, platform costs, software subscriptions, and taxes. Would you be happy with that? Now you will need to make a few decisions. First, you'll source and fulfill your products. The easiest way to start with this is dropshipping. You list a product, someone buys it, your supplier ships it directly to the customer, and you never have to keep inventory yourself. Now there's another option in buying products in wholesale. You purchase stock up front, store it yourself, and with a fulfillment company, sell it at a higher price. It takes more money to get started, but your margins are usually better. Obviously, you can also create and ship your own products like jewelry, candles, or artwork. Or you can even sell digital products like templates, courses, or ebooks if you don't want to deal with inventory at all. Anyhow, you'll need to decide where you'll sell those products. You can sell on marketplaces like Amazon or Etsy, and the upside is they've already got millions of people shopping there. The downside is you're building on someone else's platform, so you have less control over your business. And of course, you can build your own online store. It's usually harder at the beginning because you have to bring in your own customers, but over time, you're building a brand that you actually own. E-commerce platforms also allow you to sell through social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. Now, if you want my advice, start by testing products with the dropshipping or a small batch of inventory on your own store. And once you know people actually want the product, then invest in scaling. Now, later in this video, I'll show you how to set up an online store in just 3 clicks. So stay until the end. And if you're enjoying this so far, hit that subscribe button. But in short, to me, flexibility is way more important than getting the absolute lowest price when testing, because you don't want to end up with hundreds of units sitting in your garage because the product never took off. One thing you should expect though, and not many people talk about, is that things may go wrong. Orders get delayed, products arrive damaged, people ask for refunds, and customers email asking where their package is. So set up clear return policies, automate customer updates, keep track of your inventory, and have a process for handling common questions before they become problems. Alright, once you know what you're selling, it's time to create an online store. A lot of beginners obsess over designing the perfect website, but the first priority should be finding out if customers actually want to buy. That's why we built Hostinger Ecommerce with this cool feature. Instead of starting with a full website, you start with the business itself. Let me show you how to set it up. Start by clicking on this link, choosing from one of these plans, and applying this discount code before checking out. Once you're inside, you'll land on a page like this one. You just need to upload a few product photos and you'll get a shareable checkout link in under a minute. And here it is. This is called Quick Link, and it's one of the fastest ways to find out if there's demand for your products. Back on the landing page, the AI will ask you to choose a name for your store and connect your payment method. And from the main dashboard, you can add more products, set up shipping, add your business information, and share your store with the world. We've also built in AI tools that help write product descriptions and even generate images. As your business grows, you can even turn your build into a full online store and market your products on multiple channels. You can also connect a custom domain, and depending on the plan you choose, it may even be included for free. The nice part is everything stays in one place. Your products, inventory, and orders are all managed from the same dashboard, so you're not updating stock across different platforms every time someone places an order. And because we don't charge transaction fees, more of the profit stays with you. Now, once you have a product in the store, you need to market it. In my opinion, ads are one of the fastest ways to test demand because you don't need to wait months to build an online audience. Of course, this only makes sense if you have some budget to test, but you can start small. See what works and reinvest your profits into the campaigns that are getting results. Now, I usually use around 20% of my budget for testing different creatives, audiences, hooks, or even markets. I let the campaigns run for a few days to see what actually drives sales, and then I put the 80% left behind what's actually getting results and cut the ones that aren't working. And another tip, when testing ads, create 3 to 5 different ad creatives and make them look like user-generated content. Those tend to perform better than polished studio ads because they blend into someone's feed instead of immediately looking like an ad. And don't sell the product. Focus on the problem your audience is facing and market the outcome. For example, people aren't buying a standing desk, but better posture or less back pain. The end goal is to build a brand people remember, so you're not relying on finding a new winning product every few months. One exercise I really like is working backwards from your income goal. Let's say that you want to make $10K a month in profit, and you earn $20 on every sale. That's 500 sales a month. Divide that by 30, and you're looking at roughly 17 sales a day. So basically, instead of thinking of a 10K a month business, you can think of getting 17 sales a day. From there, you can figure out things like how much traffic do you need, what your conversion rate is, and how much you need to spend on ads to achieve your goal. And that's exactly how you start an e-commerce business. Test your ideas, get feedback, make sales, and use those signals to decide where to invest your time and money next. If you want to set up your e-commerce business properly from day one, I'll leave hosting your e-commerce linked in the description below, along with a special discount coupon code to help you get started. And once a product is consistently making money, it makes sense to invest in things like custom packaging, a trademark, a better creative, and other marketing strategies. Check out this video on digital marketing for beginners, where I break down the basics of promoting any online business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.